I do what you got to do, you know.
This meeting is being recorded.
Welcome back to another episode of Get Your Nut in the Fucking Game. Hope everyone's okay. We missed last week, unfortunately. I don't know how it happened. I think we're just all very busy. It just didn't fall well. But we're back and we've got a fair amount to talk about. Preps underway for 3 out of 4 of us at the moment. Obviously, Caitlin's in her off season, but we'll dive into it. So,
no, Caitlin, where are you off?
Huh?
Where are you off?
What do you mean?
North Pole.
Yeah, I'll have you know. This is an Udi.
You're a fucking Eskimo.
Hoodie and a blanket.
Hoodie and a blanket. Is that? I've never seen one of those before in my life. Is it comfortable?
What you have now? Yeah, sure. Like a warm hug.
Yeah, it looks nice. Looks really nice. Khifie, let's start off with you, my friend. I haven't spoken to you in a couple of months. I have spoken to you, but how's things? How's prep going? Moving all in the right direction? I saw your physique shots earlier. Were these taken this morning?
Yes, they were taken at silly o'clock this morning because I tried to get that natural light and I keep getting fucked every single week. So it's like it'll literally never stop me getting up though to try and get it. I'll always get it and I'll probably always get fucked. But I mean they looked okay, but looking back at them, I'm like I'm washed out a little bit in them, but that's what it is.
What do you mean washed out a little bit?
Like with the sun and that, with the light.
You think?
Yeah, absolutely.
See, I'm very similar to you.
Like lack of tan, mate.
Yeah, to be fair, it could be that as well.
This is good. This is good considering what you're 30 weeks out.
Yeah, around 31 to the world, so that means it'll be about 26 till the British. They're usually around 4 or 5 weeks between. So,
how much are you weighing here at the moment?
Sitting around 9 to 8 kilo.
Wait,
I'm not sure what that is. It's like I think like 218 or something like that.
That's crazy. It's fucking good, and you're in good shape for it as well, mate. Really good shape. Yeah, mate, that front double bicep is fucking nuts. Arms are nuts, lats, midsection.
Obviously, that's like fresh out of bed as well. So it's obviously no food or anything like that, no pumps or anything.
This is my sort of I mean, annoyingly, because before the clocks went forward, I'd get up at 6 o'clock and take my photos. However, it's been quite dark in the mornings at the moment. For whatever reason, I'm guessing it's just because it's just adjusting. And it's been a bit of a pain in the ass to get up and take some photos. Even AJ's had a go at me because I haven't been taking photos. So I need to actually find, because I love exactly what you've done. I love the dark background. I love the natural sort of lighting outside. I think it just, I don't know, it just shows, I think it just gives you like an honest representation of where you're at. I don't know why, something like the outdoor sort of lighting. But this is fucking class. That side chest as well is class. Do you ever find, just a quick one on that, do you ever find like, obviously you've got great delts, great chest. Do you ever find that it just kind of almost, you're coming too far over with your arms?
It depends sometimes, because then if I don't come far enough round with my arms, then my chest is already quite a lagging like area. So it's trying to show it off as much as I can and try and make it like, obviously this is me without a pump and that as well. So realistically, with a pump a bit fuller, it should look a bit better. But chest's always been my like worst body part, and it's always been the worst one for even just like growing or even actually getting into shape kind of thing. So it's just trying to create as much balance as possible, and I don't want to hide anything. But
this is fucking class though. Like I said to you in the comments, you just need a bit of a tan, lad. You know, get on the old.
I'm never getting a sunbed in my life.
Really? Never.
Nah, I'm scared. Like I would never go for them.
Why?
Mate, I just get the fear. Like I literally just get the fear. Like imagine if I was in it and imagine if it like blew up or something.
Yeah, but you can just pull 300 kilos though. Got no fear there.
Yeah, but that's a bit different.
Oh, class. AJ, I think was on there for about 15 minutes today. Fucking hell, a long time. Was you on a sunbed today?
50,
15, 10.
Damn.
I buy 12. Well, I get 12 minutes on there and I come out at 10 because 12 minutes. I'm too hot for me. Too hot. Mr. Jack
I used them the other day.
Did you? It's that hold the whole.
Did you do the eyes closed spin around?
Yeah,
with the hands there. I got really confused actually.
the spinning around, AJ, I saw when you tagged me on your story about that. It's quite fun, isn't it? You know, spinning around.
Game. I must admit, it's a good game. I was very confused for the end of it. You actually genuinely don't know where the door is.
Jack, you've definitely got to give that a go. It's quite funny. Anyway, Jack, enough about fucking sunbeds. Jesus. 2 weeks into prep now, 2.5 weeks actually for yourself, isn't it? Or was it a bit more?
I think it's 3.
Is it 3 now? Fucking time is flying.
I think it is.
So far, so good.
Yeah, I think at the start I shifted quite a bit of weight first week. I think it was about 4 or 5 pound first week, and then since then it's only been about 2 or 3. So I made adjustments last week. I've still got plenty of things to play around with, but I think I'm edging on being a little bit more aggressive now out the bat, just because I do want to see things moving. Even though I am 20 weeks out, it's already, like I mentioned this to you, George, the other day, like I'm already thinking, I should get cracking. But, it's normally in my previous years, I prepped in 16 weeks. And I've been, like, granted, I wasn't as conditioned as I was at finals, but in both years, I was pretty well conditioned for both qualifiers. So I'm not worried at all. It's just a matter of making sure I just keep the rate of loss going, kind of thing, So I know all the adjustments I'm going to make moving forward, but I've actually got, for the first time, I'm actually tracking my steps, because I know in my first 2 preps I didn't do any step or tracking. But I don't know whether that's going to be like an additional stressor to me. Like I know I've got to do it, but I've never sort of done it before in a proper dieting phase. So I don't know. It'd be interesting. But that aside, no, everything else is pretty good. Training's going fairly well. A couple of off sessions, but on the whole, still feeling pretty positive with it. So yeah, can't complain.
Are you going to get that Apple Watch up and running?
I don't know. I've got one, but I just can't see myself walking around with a watch on all the time. I'll be honest. I just
I
don't want to wear one.
I said I'd buy one, but I just can't. I don't know why. Because I'm just going to get attached to it, and I'm going to start doing fucking what AJ used to do back in like 2017, and fucking take a photo and like he's beat it by 30 seconds. You remember that, AJ? Those fucking power walks you used to do. I'd love to witness that driving past, I tell you.
I was absolutely pelting it with those. I probably researched how to walk faster as well. I was like, they do it in the Olympics. They do the fucking walk.
I think their hips must be fucked from doing that. It just doesn't look great for the hips. Because I remember watching stories at the time, and I was looking and I was thinking, that's actually fucking quick. Like I remember trying to do it in the time that you're doing it, and I couldn't do it. I was like, how is this guy doing it? It's so fucking, I can't remember what it was now, but it was you was fucking going for it. So no, fair play on that one. Caitlin, how's things? Saw you in the gym the other day. Still looking fucking absolutely wham. Off season going good.
I was wearing lots of clothes.
But you just know, innit? You just know, like you get to this point where you just know. How's it?
Yeah, really good to be fair. In regards to like compounds, unfortunately, no like heavy deadlifts that I've got to show, but have reset stiff legs. So I gave them a go first time, took like 120 for 9, and it was not a stiff leg, just was not a stiff leg at all. So then went over to Ultraflex, did it with AJ, with him actually like watching like hip positioning and stuff. And I think it was 115 for 10, but like one of the maybe prettiest sets that I've ever done. So we'll run that up from there. But other than that, training is just going really nicely at the moment. Nothing like out of this world to sort of share about it, but just in a really good groove right now.
You're still, because obviously you two were training together.
When we can, yeah.
Yeah, when you can. Was that just because obviously you stopped now, just because maybe uni, maybe traveling, or is it a case of just?
We had an argument, didn't we?
Yeah.
Nah, you're chatting shit. I know that's not true. You two wouldn't argue. What you got to argue about?
So on Wednesdays and Saturdays, I work at a gym, so I can't come. So I'm slightly from uni and stuff, it doesn't work out. But we're on a decent run so far. So when we can, make it work.
Yeah, that's good. Keith, actually, I'm looking at you right now and I'm thinking your face is tighter. You've not got much.
It is. It is
always-
when I went up to
it
see
fucking
you.
always comes in.
Higher than then.
It always comes in like straight away. It's like one of them. Fuck, I wish every other body part was the exact same, but it's like, I think, see as well, right? See, because I'm so pale in that as well, I just go from looking like fat to ill. Do you know what I mean? There's no in between. There's never going to be an in between. Like, I don't know why. Either my face just gets so fat in the off season, or it comes in really quick. It's one of them. I don't know what it is.
I think I
Or
can
this
see
is normal.
AJ's got a slight second chin going on there, I think, from what I can see.
It's
People said that.
it's massive at the moment, mate, to be honest.
I mean,
I wouldn't have that.
Pushing that off. I think you're pushing that off season too far.
I'll take it. I'll just keep outperforming him in the gym on every move.
Exactly. He can say I can say that, and he just shit on me with whatever he's doing in the gym. So he's doing like 6 plate fucking Cybex hacks, and I'm there doing 4 and struggling, and like telling him fuck this. I'm poor relationship with it.
Love this. Absolutely love it.
I reckon we should just like roast each other on one podcast.
Well,
Yeah, we should just do like a pure podcast where that's the topic and aim.
Last podcast, it was Jack and Caitlin going at each other. Fucking just
it was.
Jack was just going for it. Caitlin, I was like, fucking hell, right?
You couldn't even defend herself because of her dodgy Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I had some very good coherent responses, and you didn't get to hear it because of this fucking Wi-Fi. All right.
I've noticed already you've been sort of lagging behind. The face has been paused for about 5 seconds, then all of a sudden you're back. So we're gonna have to deal with some technical difficulties.
That's just my body language.
Has anyone noticed in Ultraflex today there was a shit ton of tripods about?
Mate, there's been more since the kick up of a fast. There's been more tripods, and I think it might be because Cuba put that post out the other day, didn't he? And I think Ultraflex, rather than put a post up saying that they actively welcome it, and maybe some people have thought that they were a bit shy to do it before, but now because of the post, they'll do it. Because I've seen people that I've never seen filming before filming the past for a few days.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
George, did you not buy like loads of people tripods? That's probably another reason why every cunt's got one out.
Yeah, I must admit I did go a little bit crazy on I spent about £300 on tripods the other day, and I just sent it out to people because why not? Some people needed tripods. Some people like students like, can I have a tripod? I was like, yeah, just give me your address and I'll send it out. I couldn't stop. It was one of those ones where I just couldn't stop. It's like, might as well just do this guy.
Tripod for you and you.
It was literally like that. Which I've never really done like a giveaway or anything like that on my page. I've never really done anything like that. So I thought, why not just give people? I mean, tripod's only like fucking 16 quid, the one that I was buying people. But if it helps them be more confident in the gym and record, then by all means, I don't really care. But yeah, I must admit, I didn't realize it would kind of be spoken about as much. Like when I did put up in the story, it's very random. Like it was Monday afternoon, and I was like, no caller ID, and I was like, "What the fuck is this calling me?" And normally I don't answer those sort of things. When you get like a random number or just no ID come through, you're like, not going to bother answering. So I thought I'd answer it. And it was the owner's strength asylum. It was just very, very weird. And he was fucking just going at me. And I thought, right, I'm going to try and be mature about this because, I'm not 18 anymore. I'm an adult. And I just ended up just going in. Oh, this is a fucking great shot. I was wondering what was happening then. I was just like seeing AJ's crotch.
Wow, I'm moving room.
But yeah, I mean, on that note, like I didn't think it would get out of hand. And I must admit, when I watched back my YouTube video where I was sort of talking about what I said in it and how he said, like, he was very rude and stuff like that. Yeah, I was a little bit rude, I must admit. I said a few words which probably could have been prevented, but at the same time, I was training legs on that day. Training legs. It was about 6 o'clock in the evening, and all of a sudden, this guy just kept coming up to me and talking about tripods. And to the point where I was quite rude to him and told him, look, stop fucking talking to me whilst I'm training legs. And he didn't come up to me after that, which is great. But then, I didn't realize it was like, I need to book to use a tripod or need permission to use a tripod in a gym. I've never had that issue in my life. I'd always ask, you know, when I go to a new gym, I always ask, is it okay for me to record? But and the girl behind the counter said it was fine. So I just carried on as normal, you know. So yeah, it's just a little bit, it was just confusing to me, and I kind of milked it a little bit. And then, you know, looking on my thing, and I was getting like 500, 600 followers from it over the past week. So I've just been kind of taking the piss with it. But yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It's kind of to a point now where I've milked it so much that people keep tagging me in this sort of stuff, and I'm just like, it's just a bit dead now, you know. Let's not talk about it. Let's just kind of move on with our lives, sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, no one's had a problem in here with tripods, have they? No one cares about that sort of thing. Everyone's got a tripod. Everyone uses it pretty much, don't they?
Yeah, I think you just got to be a little bit respectful when you use them. Like, if the gym's rammed, I don't really get mine out. If I do, I try and sort of put it out the way, so it's never like in the way of anything. Yeah. And also, once you've filmed, put it away. Like recently, I've seen people leave the tripods out, and that's kind of a bit annoying when like you just leave the tripods out. So it is just a matter of being a bit courteous to other people in the gym, because, you know, I use them, but the second I finish filming, I put it away. And also the argument of that you're wasting time getting the tripod out, finding the right angle, this and the other. I literally take sub 10 seconds, put my tripod down, get my phone out and put it on. So that argument's void, really. Like, there are some people that dick around with it, but I know I personally don't. George, I know you don't. AJ, I know you don't as well. So
yeah, it's just one of those things, really.
It's always going to be one of them things that's going to be about now. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Realistically, the only people that you are seeing kind of make a fuss about them is people that are like over the age of 40 that are only used to training back 20 years ago. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it until like probably the past week, they were quite a thing that people would be fine to go and buy them, but whether they would use them would be a different story, because obviously anybody filming themselves in the gym, especially like over the past good few years anyway, would be like pretty nervous if they've not done it before. So realistically, they would never use it. But I think with everything that's happened over the past kind of week has given people that kind of little nudge to be like, no, use them. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, you're not really going to get anybody in like our kind of age category or group that will make a fuss about them, really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've noticed that it's more the older, like back in the day, we used to go to the gym, train, you know, we didn't talk to anyone. We used to do all free weights, all this sort of shit. And then we go home and all that. I don't know.
You know what someone put on my thing today? They put that they're just Winnie monsters.
Winnie, what? The what?
What, Winnie, like Winnie the Pooh?
For fuck's sake.
Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Was that a bit beyond your time, Caitlin?
Caitlin, what year were you born in?
2002.
That's so that blows my mind to me.
2000s.
2000s, isn't it? That you're just a baby, as people say a little bit older. You're just a baby. I hate that. You know when someone's like a couple years older and you're like, you're just a baby. Like, shut up. Like, a couple years younger than you. What are you chatting about? AJ, I was going to ask you, actually, obviously the new Cybex Smith machine, how do you get on with that? Do you prefer it to the other one?
Feels the same, if I'm honest. Doesn't really feel much different. The only thing that's different comparison to the one that is in House of Gain is the bar, the knurling on the bar is different.
Have you got anywhere with taking that forward at all, with like finding a location, warehouse or facility or is that just on the hold at the moment with that sort of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to pursue it more, but I think my time is a lot like dedicated to, well, number one priority time wise is coaching.
Yeah.
Then it's really just like the site and making sure we get that underway. So I'm like the background content for that's building up. So I just want to sort of get that done. Once the site's sort of underway, it will be less of a task. Yeah. So I have to like hop on Zoom calls with the people who are designing it, double check that everything's all good, fill in all the bits that are missing, provide them with more content for photos. So that's kind of consuming a lot of my time. outside of the free time that I have, I guess. When I get a little bit more of that back, I think I'll start looking into maybe some bits. But I'll see. Like, right now, I'm really enjoying training. I'm enjoying training in the gym. I'm enjoying having the occasional session, like going up to Durham or going to Elite. You know, obviously the guy at Elite, you know him, is such a legend. So
Yeah.
It's like our own unit, to be fair, isn't it?
It is. We were there the other day, and it was literally like just us in there. So that's a good gym to go to, and we've got a little bit of extra time to travel. And on that day, it was fine because it only took sort of 40 minutes from mine to get there. So
yeah, it's not too far from what I remember. It was quite a nice drive for the Peak District when we went.
Yeah.
I think what I was going to say to you is what in terms of like videos, because obviously I see you and Loz do like update sort of videos. Are you kind of like backlogging it, obviously, and then when you release it, you've got all this sort of content in terms of like, this is what I was doing 6 weeks into my off season? Is that kind of like, how are you working out? Unless you're going to wait and tell us close to the time, but I see obviously you posting or recording videos for it.
Yeah, so that's just like athlete logs that will be like optional for anyone that obviously is part of the site to do if they want to. But you know how like a client will send you a check at the end of the week. Basically, Loz does one of those for herself. I do one of them for me. Talk about my week, what's gone on, what's happened, what have I learned, any change that I'm making in my own programming, training, nutrition. And then I've just done that every week since I had the idea of the site. So if people want to go back and want to understand what I did at some point, they can. Not that I think many people will. But it just creates.
I think people will.
Yeah. All right. Well, that would be great. But yeah, I just want to create consistency with it. Like do it every Sunday and just get into the routine. Because if I don't get into a routine with something, I'll like push it on. So yeah, that's what I wanted to do there. And then like in terms of the other videos, there's going to be course structure for the educational stuff, which is I'm like 35% of the way through that, which is aimed at a level where a newbie can benefit from it. So like a complete newbie to natural bodybuilding. So it's not like too much wordy stuff that will just go in one ear and out the other. So it's aimed at like more the intermediate newbie lifter trying to get into the sport. But then there'll be stuff at the end of the course structure, which will definitely help coaches, athletes at a higher level too. So it's kind of a mix, I guess, with the educational stuff. And then we've already got one in the bag with Khifie, which is a deadlift session. And we've just booked the next date for him to get a leg workout filmed as well. And then we'll just work through like when we can get availability for other athletes that, you know, that are already part or plan to be part of the site, when we can get content building up for obviously, you know, you guys, whenever that can happen as well. I'd love to do so. But the main reason why we, you know, started getting some in with Khifie is because it worked well with Alex's schedule. And I want to get Khifie on camera and get some good content for him. And also like, I guess one of the benefits, apart from the fact that I will certainly be getting people in the future, like on contracts and actually earning money out of being part of the site, because that's a big goal of it, is to give back to people that are within the sport and like pay people contracts. So there is opportunities to earn money in natural bodybuilding. So right now it's limited with like supplement sponsors you can, but it's like, I'd love people to have good contracts where they can maybe get half of their rent paid a month, for example, from natural bodybuilding wide. That would be sick. That's the aim of it. So yeah, I just want to get the wheels in motion for that, I guess. But yeah, that's the vision, at least.
Do you think, what are you going to do with your YouTube? Are you going to continue content with that, or are you going to completely sort of, because YouTube's hard, as you probably already know, like income wise from YouTube, for the amount of effort you put in, you know, it's very hard if like a video gets demonetized. I'm sure we've all had that where we've uploaded a video and it's like demonetized, can't earn any money from it. What are you going to do with that? Keep it going. Keep going, yeah.
Keep going, definitely, 100%. So I've agreed with Alex that we'll keep at least one video a month on there.
Yeah.
Right now it's normally like 2 a month. So it'll be like 1 a month on YouTube, but that'll also be like a driver to natural bodybuilding worldwide, because I'll say that I'll talk a lot about the content that we filmed over the last month for the site, and say, you know, if you want to come across, you know the deal. You've seen my content for a while now. You can expect more of the same on the site. Off you go. So yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds I'm excited for it. I'm excited to be a part of it as well, you know, because I do, you know, when we spoke about it in the car, like it just sound like, especially natural bodybuilding, there's a massive hole in natural bodybuilding at the moment where, especially I always find like some of the best natural bodybuilders, professional, like they're in the sort of the old school. They don't post much. Like some of the best naturals on the planet, they don't post much at all. And I'm so intrigued, like how did they get to that point? How have they been doing this for 20 years plus and got to that point in terms of physique and success? You don't see it. And obviously sort of the next generation, sort of us coming up, you know, as it's documented more and it's becoming more popular. So yeah, I mean, I'm all for it, mate. I'm all for it, and I'll definitely be a part of that. I was going to quickly get up your 6 plate hack and talk through it, because like I'm sure everyone would agree, like your progression on this recently has been fucking class.
Thanks, mate.
What's the secret? What's been happening? How have you literally added like a plate in the space of, you know, a very short sort of period of time? Because I remember you reset it and you was focusing on really controlling the eccentric, you know, doing 4 plates for a set of 10, I think it was. And all of a sudden we're seeing 6 plates for a set of 5. Like, discuss, tell us.
AJ is no longer natural. This NBW is a cover up.
That'll be the title of this video. AJ's not natural anymore.
So I think first of all, the slow stuff, the very slow stuff, the pause, the bottom, all of that stuff, like I think it had its purpose for a bit for me to really, really get used to how this should feel and gain a bit of confidence with that like skill aspect of it, so to speak. So I think it did help, but in honesty, I found it fucking horrendous to do. I just hated it. I remember getting off every time, racking it, and just feeling like I hadn't even done a set because it just felt so boring that I was focusing on so hard on execution that I wasn't actually within the set. Like this is me in a set where I unrack it. I'm like, right, full send, let's fucking go. Like that's the way I like to train. And as soon as I started doing that again, I was like, okay, there's a bit more here than I think. You know, essentially I was sandbagging my own mind by trying to control it a little bit too much and focus too heavily on execution, which I think is happening across the industry or across bodybuilding a little bit too much in some areas. Like people are going down that route of hyper focusing on making things look perfect. Like everything isn't gonna look perfect all the time. You know, there will be sets where there's things you can improve and make better. Effort always should, you know, remain the main key, and I was missing effort out of focusing on just the execution. I think at least that was the main thing. And then training with Cuba, training with Luke, training with Khifie, you know, I think having that exposure to seeing people put more weight on the bar makes me want to not be behind, so I put more weight on the bar. And
competition.
The only reason I did 20 here really was because Khifie got 20. Like that's the only reason I really went for the 20.
I got 20 on a bad day though.
Yeah. I mean, I got 20. Can you not hear? I got a bit of a blocked nose, mate.
He was sniffing Vicks.
He's also Keith. You've also got like 20 pounds on AJ as well, so we'll include that.
Oh, fuck off!
He's got a whole more plate on his top set. So these high rep stuff, they're boring. I need to get 7 plates on the bar before I can speak.
But no, honestly, I remember when I came to Elite Physiques with you, and you did like 4 plates. What for 20? Was it last time? And that was when I first came up here, and that was only 7 weeks ago or so. So it's fucking flown by. No, super.
I have put on a good amount of weight in this time as well. I mean, as you can tell from, you know, you pointing out at the start that I had a triple chin.
How much are you weighing, by the way?
Over 190 pounds now. I was 191.5 this morning.
Okay, so been pushing it. I like that.
My food's like the highest it's ever been as well, like ever, like higher than it was when I was 200 pounds for a brief moment last off season. And the weird thing is, right, is like, I'm still eating just a lot of just the same stuff that I was eating during prep.
Mm.
Two
Don't
meals,
go back to like granola and shit like that.
no, 2 meals of oats, 2 meals that are like rice based. Still keeping carbs out of the first meal at the moment, which Keith is perplexed by. But that's pretty much like that meal is where I get in the majority of like my veg. So that meal's like beef and veg.
Yeah.
I slam a lot of veg really hard in that meal one, and then the rest of the day is like we're looking at pretty much most meals being like 125 to 150 carb.
Yeah. Where are your calories, by the way? Because I haven't seen you mention it at all.
Yeah, so calories on a training day are like 4.6 now, and then a rest it's just about 4.41.
Nice.
Obviously, it's higher if I have like sushi.
Yeah.
But I do go up quite a bit after the sushi as well. Like that sushi tends to trampoline me up a good few pounds.
I noticed that as well. I'd seem to go for about 3 or 4 pounds.
Like
That sort of shit.
my face expands even further than this when I have sushi.
Are you going to push over 200? Because obviously I know you started your prep pretty high in terms of scale weight, but obviously you're taking this year off. Are you going to take advantage of maybe pushing a little bit further than what you would? Because obviously I know you probably won't be starting future preps at that particular body weight, potentially not. But are you going to spend some time, like that sort of period of time where you can spend kind of heavier and kind of reap the rewards from doing that, and then obviously maybe future references come back down before a prep, for example?
Yeah. My current perspective on that is I would like to go to 200 and a bit above, to be honest, because how I feel in the gym is I feel great. I feel like the appetite's good, the sleep's still good. I don't feel like I look crazy soft, really. So I'd like to get beyond 200. I know Keith would probably be nodding his head if I told him I was going to get heavier than last time. And Keith's like one of the biggest out of all of us, so got to listen to Keith. But yeah, I think that's the goal. I'm having another call with Berso on Tuesday, where I'm going to mention the fact that I think I'm not 100% sold on prepping next year, just because I don't know at the moment where my mind's at with that, because I want to be like, I want to be a lot better. I don't want to prep for the whole of 2023 and have the same situation where I get to their finals and I win my class and I get beaten by someone a bit better than me. Like I don't want that to happen again. I think for me, honestly, looking at my how like I need to step forwards, I think a two-year off season could be really, really good for me. So I've only just really started feeling like I'm making legit improvements now, so, and this is now like, we're getting into April. So then with the map, the timeline that Berto's already built, that then leads me to like doing a mini cut probably now-ish, pulling back a little bit to then have another phase of pushing before a pre-prep diet. So I'll have time to improve, but I just don't know if that will be enough to solidify what I need for the goals. Well, the goal that I've got, which is winning the overall at the UK. So yeah, I think a more likely situation is that I'll say to him, look, like I want to just full send this phase, get as heavy as I can, get absolutely recovered from prep, get doing stuff I've never done before in the gym. Then we can talk about a mini cut maybe later in the year. Cool, brilliant, box that off. And then maybe even work with Berto a little closer, like more like not consult, but more so maybe even the weekly check-in setup with me still controlling training, but him doing the diet for the whole of 2023. So he can like learn my body even more and then set up the prep and do 24. That's like my current mindset, I think.
Yeah.
I've changed my mindset on these things before, and I don't doubt I might do it again, but
I'm sure once you start going to some shows, this year, seeing the standard might potentially change your mind.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a busy year this year. I generally do. I think it's going to be.
AJ, are you planning on being at are you at all the shows this year?
Oh, yeah, all the
KDFBA?
shows. Yeah, all the shows.
Even the Southern shows.
What's that, bud?
Even the Southern shows as well.
Maybe not the Southern shows.
Yeah. I was going to say it's a bit far. It's quite far, some of the Southern shows.
Like 4 hours. If I've got clients, absolutely. But
yeah,
if I've not, then it kind of saves me having a weekend where it skews a lot of things.
Yeah. Just make everyone compete up north. Just tell them the down south. Just come do a northern show.
The BMBF shows up here will be busy.
Back to what you said about Keith pushing up like over 200 pounds. I remember when I first saw you, Khifie, when I think this was at Body Power. I remember you was over at the grenade stand and you had like 5 fucking protein bars in your hand. And obviously you're the same height as me, but you were just fucking walking around like you owned the place. And I was like, who the fuck is that guy? And I realized who it was. And I was like, holy shit, this guy is big. Like some people, I don't think people, unless you see Khifie in person, I think some people don't realize actually how big you are for someone who is 5'6", 5'7". Like you're a fucking big, like when you see 230, it's a big fucking weight for someone your size. It does baffle me. When I remember when I first saw it, I was like, who the fuck is that dickhead? You know, you were walking around like you own the place, and I was like, oh shit, it's Khifie with his fucking protein bars. Yeah,
Still can't fill a gas vest though.
Mate, mate, I'm not being funny, right? But fucking hell, see that gas vest.
No.
I've been seeing
Honestly.
you got that 50% deal off, didn't you? I saw you buying
Save that
some,
for back days only. I went all out. Literally, I'll never buy anything from Gasp again unless there's a 50% deal.
Yeah. How
Never.
much do you buy?
So spent like 600 quid's worth.
Ah?
But
what?
But got it for like 300 quid.
Fucking, you just buy
But
everything.
like, when you think about it, you get so much. Like 600 quid's worth of stuff is a lot for 300 quid. Do you know what I mean? Like it's
just a quick one. What sizes do you get from
2XL?
2XL.
Yeah, same.
I remember Jack told me to try on one of his vests. I can't remember what it was. One of his vests. It's like 3XL. He's like, yeah, it fits you. I'm like, mate, look at the fucking size of this on me. Yeah, because maybe he was going to give it to me or something. I'm not wearing that shit. 3XL. Fucking hell. I fit into a large. Well,
what I've worked out with the Gasp stuff is, though, I think the height affects it massively, because all the guys on the website that are wearing it, they're all pros. It says that they're wearing like 2XL. I'm thinking, no way. But I think the second you grow a few inches up, it makes a massive difference on sort of like how it fits on your arms and like across the torso and stuff. So I think height does make a big difference. So I'll let you off, Keith.
Right, let's do some questions. I've got actually a fair chunk of questions here by the looks of it. Right, Hannah Helps asked this. We know Hannah.
Oh, Jesus Christ, what's she going to say?
I don't know if this applies. I don't know if we should say this one, but out of the people on the podcast, who would you shag, marry, and kill?
That is standard, Hannah.
I don't know how to ask Caitlin that, because like it's just a bit like, are you going to shag?
No.
Which one of the boys are you going to shag?
I'm not answering.
Yeah.
Next question.
Now, go on. You've got to answer that. Go on, Keith. Who are you marrying on this podcast if you had to?
Myself.
Oh, all right, Nick Walker. No, okay. Jack,
George, didn't we speak about this the other day?
I think I answered this question. Yeah, I said I'd marry AJ.
So we marry AJ because he's wedged.
And every time I've been around his and stayed around his, he's always gone above and beyond and looked after me. So I know he'll look after me if we're married.
Oh,
that's well cute, man.
Here, mate. Fucking hell.
I'd kill Jack because he doesn't clean down the worktops after he's eaten.
Oh, you're one of those. You're one of those.
I'd probably let Khifie fuck me rather than me shag him, because he'd obliterate me.
Nice.
Go on, Jack, answer this. Go on. Who are you going to marry? Who are you going to shag? Who are you going to kill?
Well, I was going to shag you until that last comment. So
sorry. I know I'm a stud in that, but come on.
Yeah, I think I agreed with you on the fact that I'd marry AJ.
AJ's the dad of the podcast.
Yeah.
After everyone.
I'd give you a go because you're the stud of the north.
Hey.
And then at the moment, Khifie's being far too lippy at the moment, so he's having it.
We should have turned that shag one to scrap. Who are you gonna fucking scrap?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That
you
would be a
fucking want
better,
some,
like-
do you?
Go on, AJ. Who are you gonna shag, marry, and kill?
Ah. All right, I'll marry George because I think we'd have a good laugh.
Come on.
That'll grant me some longevity.
Just tread carefully here.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to kill Jack. Unfortunately,
Ouch.
I'm sorry, Jack.
That's got 2 kills already.
Make it 3.
I won't give rationale. I don't think the heavy rationale's needed.
No, I'd rather just hear the rationale on why you're shagging Khifie, to be honest. Why are you fucking giving it to Chief Keef?
I think I think it would make for some very good content. Reels out of that. Get Alex to put some sort of like movie music in the background on a trailer or something.
So some nice little montage going. Katie, you can ask who would you marry and who would you kill? You don't have to ask who you shag. Well, maybe if you want to, you know, some of us might be interested in knowing.
What? Who would I marry?
Yeah, who would you marry?
I think Shag needs to be turned to like go for a walk for a park or something.
Yeah.
Okay, who would you? Okay, we'll turn that one to who would you go on like a session with?
Session.
Yeah, I'd train with AJ. Yeah. I'd train with AJ.
No, I'm not talking about session.
No, not training session.
Ah, I ain't talking about
That's
session like that. You did low. I'm talking about the sesh. Yeah, talking about the sesh.
I would not. A sesh.
I actually think
Oh,
Jack
mate.
would be jokes. I think Jack would be jokes. However, I have also been on one with George.
Yeah, I'm not that fun. I'm like a dad when I'm out. Is everyone okay?
Yeah, you
with
are
that?
a bit.
I'm like, I'll
You
buy
are a
everyone
bit.
drinks.
I like to think I'm very much.
Progress.
Yeah, I'd go out. Yeah, we go on the sesh, Jack.
Come
What was
on.
the other two?
Marry and kill.
The only problem is, Caitlin, I wouldn't be welcome with the people you go on sessions with, so that's the only issue.
Oh, mate.
Oh yeah, he's had a little bit of Jack's had a little bit of beef with the House of Gains. Jack, you're always having beef with people. I tell you. You take it well.
Everywhere it goes. The beef man.
Yeah, you're literally the beef. Yeah, you're the meat man as well. You get you stuff from the meat man. You're literally the beef man. Yeah. So who you marrying, Caitlin?
This means that someone's going to be left out there.
It's fine.
Just
I'm
leave
not
me
gonna-
out. It's easier.
We're not gonna lose sleep. That's for sure. We might do.
Marry Keith. Go on, Keith. You can have the marry.
Who are you killing?
Sorry.
Me and AJ. Jesus.
Is that
Just saying, that's going to be a very that's going to be a top tier bodybuilder genetics there.
Who are you killing? Go on.
Both of you? Is that allowed?
Oh, that's a soft answer. I'll let you off with that. That's a soft answer. I ain't gonna answer that one. That one's a bit too explicit. We answered this before. What? It's like, do people not listen or watch this podcast? Like first timers tips.
What was the question?
What?
No,
the
we're not
one?
answering that. Don't before.
It's just people said bum boobs, that sort of stuff. Like we don't need to ask unless Caitlin wants to answer that. Which one do you prefer? It's going to be good, isn't it? Or unless we can reverse it and someone asked something else.
What's the reverse?
Cock or balls.
Cock or
Yeah, cock or balls.
So what's everyone's go-to top set song currently? Anyone listen to? I know Jack's going to be terrible whatever he listens to on his top set.
Some stuff that literally like singed you to the doctors. for some like ear canal surgery.
Yeah, fucking hell. Let's see the stuff that you listen to, mate. See, the thing I've learned with Jack, yeah, is when he's going to the gym, he'll listen to very like hardcore, like in your face, want to, you know, rip someone's head off. But when he's at home and when he's chilling, he'll listen to stuff, not obviously the complete opposite, but it's very relaxing. It's very like, when I hear Jack listening to stuff, I'm like, what's he doing? Because Jack's like a hardcore like guy, like fuck this, fuck that mentality. And then when you hear him listen
I need something to bring me down, see?
I'm
yeah.
not surprised you're sympathetically dominant for 8 hours a day.
Oh, I
Just
must
got
admit.
one opportunity to go parasympathetics. You're probably putting on like whale songs or something, mate. I hope.
Someone's asked me who wins in a scrap, you or AJ.
I
Get it
think
organised after
might have
prep.
me, mate, to be honest. I'd be too soft.
I wouldn't want to
I
fight.
wouldn't want to hurt you.
I don't know. Okay, so did everyone see the Will Smith slap? Everyone's obviously seen that.
I think it was fake.
Do you think it was fake or real?
I do.
Do you think it
I
was
think
fake?
it was
Fake.
Fake.
Like the moon
Fake.
landings.
Really?
Mm.
I thought it was real. It looked quite serious, like especially when his missus' mouth, like her face just dropped. So
They are actors, aren't they?
Yeah, I know, but all right, Katie's getting confident now. All right, come on, calm down,
Sorry.
Kate. Calm
I was
down,
Sorry.
going to
Kate.
say that
It's
just
obvious.
before fucking Caitlin starts getting too confident. I'm going to have to head because I'm going to some boxing event.
Are you involved? Are
People-
you fighting?
Fucking right, I'm involved. I am the main event.
Because you used to be. I know. You got to go. You used to
Khifie
be a
West, come on, boy.
used to be a wrestler, isn't it? So you probably know how to give a good swing.
We had to do like whenever I had to do like any sort of boxing sort of, so we had to do like mixed martial arts stuff just for like mat work and that. But
I guess that is quite hard to do, actually, isn't it? Like just wrestling.
it's just knowing. It's just the hardest part is probably just how to like land, how to fall and stuff without fucking breaking your neck. If I was to, I would love to go back to it. Don't get me wrong, but like I would have the fear
Mm,
just where I'm at now with like bodybuilding and that.
yeah. I
Too
agree.
risky, mate. Too risky.
Yeah, the fact that you used to do both, like I never understood how you managed to do it.
Remember,
Like, 'cause you-
there was. Don't get me wrong. Like I done on like my first year when I done it. I had the BMBF Scottish. The day after, I was main eventing a show the night before, and I was meant to just have a normal straight through like 20-minute match that was going to be. I was not going to be making any bumps or anything like that, and I literally turned up at the show and got told that it was going to be like a no disqualification match, and anybody that knows a no disqualification match, fucking anything goes. So before I knew it, obviously it was the last match on the night, and you had to make it fucking worthwhile. And literally, I got barred fucking horrendously. And you'll obviously have seen like kendo sticks, which is like bamboo. I literally turned up at the show the next day with these big red marks on my back because I'd been rattled with like a bamboo cane so much. It was horrendous. But
Yeah. Don't know how you do it, mate, but you're a man.
right,
So
I'm off.
yeah. Right. See you later.
Goodbye. See you
Bye.
after.
What does that actually mean? Like, see you after? Because we're not going to see him after.
No, see you after. See you after.
Yeah, I always say that, like, see you later, but I'm not
Yeah,
going to
see
see
you
you later.
See you
Not
later.
all the time.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's weird how we make up the English language. We make up these terms that
Don't make sense.
don't make sense, especially to foreign people. They go, huh? What? Anyway, which exercise scares you the most? Is there any? For me, it's the Cybex hack. Like I absolutely dread doing that. Anyone got that one exercise they just think, oh, that scares me a bit.
What scares you is in like injury or like, ooh, a bit scared.
No, I've got to go do that now. Sort of. I think it's more anxiety than anything else. It's not like scared, but it's just more of an anxiety doing it. I don't know.
Big bum.
Any exercises?
Just the gym in general.
No, Jack. I think I probably get the most nervous for. It's either the hack or a pull off the floor. I think the difference with a hack is it's a different kind of nervous because you start with an eccentric. Okay, so you like you can like make some changes on the way down or as you unrack it to prevent yourself from getting hurt. When you pull from the floor, like if it goes wrong, it goes wrong from the moment you grip the bar. Like you're getting hurt when you literally go for it, you know? So like, I think the fear I probably have it's not fear, but like nervousness I have is probably more so on a pull off the floor when I'm not feeling on. When I'm feeling ready to go, I don't get any nerves. But if something feels a little tight or locked up, then I'm probably the most nervous on a pull off the floor.
Caitlin, anything?
Exact same. When it comes to like a pull off the floor, it's always the like second to last warm up or the final warm up. I know straight away. And yeah, I don't really get overly scared. Like the cyber attack scares me, but that's just because I don't want it to be like a shit set, like execution wise, because I know that is something that I sort of need to work on. But it doesn't scare me in like numbers wise because I don't know, it just never has. But deadlifts, yeah.
What are you listening to, mate? I can hear you. Can hear you in your bedroom listening to something on mute. You're on mute, lad. You're not. I'm the only one who can hear you. I can hear you next door, mate. I was going to say, hang on, I can't. What's Jack listening to? He's clearly not invested into this podcast at the moment.
No, I got sent a message.
Oh, okay. You want to share? Is it more important than what we're doing right now?
No, absolute waffle.
Oh, okay. Right. I don't know how long we've been on for, but we'll do one more. Let's make it a good one, please, Georgie boy. No. Your Himbine? Anyone? Jack, you going to be using your Himbine? This something you considered?
I've never used it in a prep before. I did use it in a mini cut a couple of years back. I haven't used it in the past few mini cuts. Don't know, to be honest. We'll see. Maybe sort of in the last sort of 8 weeks, maybe. But I don't think I'll need it. I don't know. I've got loads with me. Whether it's still in date, I don't know. But like, they're unopened, so do they go off? I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. I've never really had to use it with clients either. Maybe one or two, really.
AJ, do you use your Himbine in your last prep? Yeah. I generally, like, when we used it back in 2019, I remember, and when I first started taking it, I was like, I don't really feel it. Nothing's really going on. But then when I took it out, that's when I started to realize, okay, shit, actually, it does work. It definitely keeps you, there's some sort of laser focus with it, elevates the heart rate a lot more when doing your cardio. I didn't realize that whilst I was on it.
Yeah, I remember I got my heart, when I was doing my mini cut, I got my heart rate to 200 on the bike.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. And that wasn't exactly pushing the
aerobic, is it?
That's close to death. AJ, you reckon we'll use some in this year's prep?
Yeah, we'll start out at probably 50 milligrams. Titrate up to a gram. No, I'm joking, mate. I don't know at the moment is the best answer for that. The reason being is it depends how you start to like lose body fat. If you pull off pretty evenly with the new muscle that you've got, but I see no reason to chuck it in because it's a stressor, you know, like it's something that you're now ramping up your heart rate more from. You're going to have to recover from that increased heart rate bout. If you struggle to get your heart rate up and we're doing a lot of cardio, maybe it has utility there. If you've got stubborn areas that aren't being mobilized well, maybe it has utility there. So it's like, maybe, I actually used Vasoburn, so like the gel. And I think a lot of that was more placebo than anything else because the research is very limited on these gels. But it did make my ass burn all day, and I felt, okay, right, my glutes must be.
Did you have any fun incidents off that? Like when you first used it, did you use too much?
Or on the ball sack or the tip? No, I was very careful, mate. I was very careful. It just was a bit of a ball ache, if I'm honest. Like every morning, like pulling down my pants, wiping my entire ass inside the crack with fucking this gel and then going out for a walk or doing the bike. And then the rest of the day, oh, mate, especially me and Cuba talked multiple times about this. If you got on the sunbed, the day of wearing it, agony. Like, like it felt like your asshole was literally like being burned from the inside out.
Oh, fuck it.
That's
Hard to get hold of that stuff as well.
Sunbed, mate. I'll give you some Vastaburn. You can try that out.
Yeah, that shit's hard to get hold of. I always see it out of stock everywhere. Everywhere I look. I've never used it myself, but no. Right, I think I don't know how long we've been on for, but I think we'll leave it there. As ever, it's always been a good laugh. Added some value as well, which I always really enjoy. What can we comment down below?
Comment lamb, because like Caitlin looks like a little sheep.
Yeah, comment down below lamb. There we go. That's how we do things.
Look like he's
Loz laughing.
baby Jesus'
Is that
name.
Loz?
Is that Loz?
Loz was laughing.
Yeah, she's right there.
Oh, lozenge.
Fuck's sake. Right. Lots of
Don't
love.
hate me because you hate me.
I don't want that shit on me, don't worry. Anyway, lots of love, and see you guys in the next one.